guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be going over a product, very brand new product that hasn't even hit the market yet, but is slated to be released either next month or early next year. Those of you in the mountaineering or search and rescue community likely are very familiar with all the big brands in manufacturing climbing harnesses. Brands like Petzl, Black Diamond, Gribble, and other similar brands. If you've been doing this for any amount of time, you've probably owned a few of these brands yourself. They're lightweight, comfortable, they do exactly what they were designed to do with very little fanfare. These brands pretty much set the industry standard in this space. But if you've ever tried mounting a headlamp on one of these type of helmets or any other kind of accessories, you'll likely know the struggle. And if you're on a SAR team, or you're an arborist, a miner, or anyone who needs to run comms, protective earmuffs, or any similar gear, you've probably tried wrestling a traditional headset under one of these more traditional climbing style helmets. You'll know it's uncomfortable. It never sits right, and at best, it interferes with the helmet's intended function and ability to keep your head safe. So people did what they've always done in this community. They looked to see what other professionals in other fields are doing to solve similar problems. Some of you may remember seeing early SEAL VBSS teams as far back as the Gulf War, or the CAG guys during Operation Gothic Serpent, who were seen wearing modified Protect skateboard helmets with various lights and things taped to the outside. But the first notable widespread appearance of the OpsCore helmet that we know and love today really hit around the early part of the GWAT, sometime in the early 2000s. These helmets featured rails, night vision shrouds that were integrated directly into the shell. The design took off, and today it sets the standard for military helmets all over the world. Several companies now offer their own take on this design, and it's basically the industry standard across many US, European, and allied nations, Tier 1 military units, and police tactical teams. And now it's circling back around. Tactical inspired helmets are finding their way into the civilian roles, recreational climbing, industrial work, and especially in the search and rescue fields. Most of you will agree that the modularity is a great feature, but here's the concern. In true mountain environments, safety ratings matter. Just like you wouldn't ride a motorcycle in a skateboard helmet, why would you scale cliffs or work in rockfall country in something designed for whitewater sports? Most tactical bump style helmets with actual safety ratings, even from well-known and established brands like OpsCore or even hardhead veterans, are only certified to EN 1385. That's the whitewater standard. It covers front and side and back impacts, but does not prioritize overhead impacts. That's why they sit wide and low with relatively flat crowns. Mountaineering helmets, those kind of shells, on the other hand, are built around CE EN 12492 standards. They feature higher crowns typically, narrower shells, specifically shaped to deflect overhead impacts and debris away from the wearer's head. Team Wendy recognized this gap early on in the game. They saw the need for a helmet with the accessory real estate of a tactical helmet, but with the legitimate climbing and safety rating required for real mountain environments. That led to the creation of the Team Wendy Exfil SAR. It's widely accepted as the first tactical style non-ballistic helmet to carry a full mountaineering climbing rating. In other words, it brought rails and accessory compatibility to a helmet that wasn't just whitewater sport rated, but actually certified for serious vertical and alpine work. For more than a decade, the X-Fill SAR has effectively owned that niche. Until recently, Team Wendy pretty much had the market to themselves. Fast forward to my trip to SHOT Show last January, I came across Kali Protectives, a company started in 2008 with the goal of creating helmets for mountain biking and outdoor activities with the highest safety ratings. I was immediately impressed by the wide range of search and rescue helmets they were showing, particularly the ones with accessory rails, night vision compatible shrouds, and right away I thought, okay, finally someone else is stepping into this space. So here are some of my first impressions. It's important to mention that these units are pre-production prototypes, so the final versions may have small differences, but even as they are now, they look great. They have all the design features you'd expect in a tactical helmet, such as rails, night vision shrouds, and other attachment points, adapted to a shell that's shaped and designed for mountain environments. The night vision shroud is the older cuttlefish style alloy shroud, which is screwed into the shell. Personally, I would have preferred a molded shroud to save weight, to minimize potential weak points, and to modernize the overall look, but it's still solid. Now the rails. The side rails are proprietary. I don't know what third-party attachments they will support. It does include a Picatinny section, which can be removed on some of the models, so finding adapters shouldn't be too hard for those areas. Compatibility of accessories will make or break this design. If users can't easily attach the industry standard gear they're already using, it's going to become dead weight. The success of this rail design hinges completely on the interoperability and compatibility, either through Kali offering their own adapters or through a strategic partnership with some of the other well-known companies. I would also like to see higher cuts above the ears for improved headset and ear muff clearance. And one more thing on my wish list item that I'd like to see would be pre-cut loop panels with adhesive backers made specifically for these helmets to allow easy mounting of reflective markers, ID panels, and helmet lights and cameras. You'll see that I've attached my own loop stickers to these prototypes. That said, on the prototype, everything is functional. Like most mountaineering helmets, the chin strap sits under the chin rather than on the chin. Mountaineering helmet straps are designed this way to reduce the risk of neck injury during a fall. Military helmets, by contrast, are different. These chin straps actually sit on the wearer's chin to support the weight of night vision goggles. So the chin strap design on the Kali helmets sitting under the chin is spot on for vertical and alpine environments. It's comfortable, it's easy to adjust, and has solid retention, though it could use a bit of refinement and modernization, in my opinion, to make it stand out a bit more. The rear dial is glove friendly, comfortable, and functions as expected. Inside the helmet, the padding is comfortable. The spacer mesh liner promotes airflow and minimizes the heat buildup. The small front brim pushes rain and small debris away from the wearer's face and eyes, and it works. There's also a built-in stowable eye shield. For arborists or anyone working in debris-heavy environments, this is a major quality of life feature. It deploys quickly and stows cleanly, eliminating the risk of forgetting or dropping your eye probe. I often keep my Smith Optics boogie regulators attached to my helmet for times when I didn't have sunglasses, or if I just needed a short-term eye protection on the fly. But because they would typically sit on the outside of my helmet when they weren't in use, they were highly susceptible to getting scuffed and scratched or having things fall on them. I'm told that Kali is working toward an ANSI certification for the lenses. I'm not sure if by the time they release these helmets, if that will actually be a rating that they'll have. But I could see them offering upgraded lenses, replacement options, other tinted lenses in the future, which would be cool. The color selection is nice. They offer both several high-vis options as well as a few subtle, more subtle colored options depending on your specific needs. According to the manufacturer, the helmet has been tested to EN 1385 and EN 12492 and exceeds EN 1078, which is the safety rating needed for climbing helmets. Kali is an American company and is based in Morgan Hill, California. The designs are done in-house. The manufacturing is done overseas to keep the costs down, and the savings is passed on to the consumer. Now, before anyone starts complaining, remember that Petzl, Black Diamond, Grivel, and a lot of these more well-known brands, including hardhead veterans, are also manufactured overseas. Now let's talk about weight. For anyone who's done long pushes in the mountains, weight matters. The weight of this helmet is 1.39 pounds, and this one here comes in at 1.64 pounds. By comparison, a medium Black Diamond half dome helmet comes in at just under a pound, while the Team Wendy SAR X-Fill is 1.59 pounds. These helmets are a one size fits most, with a dial at the rear to adjust the retention, and should accommodate heads with circumferences up to 23 inches. The dial system gives a wide adjustment range without creating hot spots. The strap geometry doesn't pinch or ride forward like some climbing helmets. So if you're within that size range, expect it to fit perfectly. The projected MSRP for these helmets are around $350, which is about half the price of the Team Wendy SAR helmet. It's expected to be available on their site and through their dealers and partners sometime mid-December to early next year. With so many different companies, brands, and seemingly similar products out there, I think it is valuable to mention that buyers should be wary of companies offering tactical bump helmets. If you're just after that tactical look or are looking for a way to mount nods for stargazing or spelunking, and the biggest risk that you're concerned with is just maybe the occasional bump to your head, I might think about whether you really need to spend $400 to $700 on a rated helmet, when maybe a $60 airsoft helmet that looks and feels and works just as well would be perfectly fine for you. But if you're looking for a helmet to actually protect your head, then do your research. Find a helmet that is designed for your specific activity and never sacrifice function for form. If you're seeing a helmet from a company offering only dubious or sparse information, yet claiming that their helmet is mountain-rated, and yet they don't publicly advertise their safety rating, I would say proceed with caution. Look for features such as that higher crown that I was talking about, as opposed to the more flatter top. Look for that chin strap that is a single chin strap that goes under your chin, as opposed to the one that goes on your chin. These are all traits of actual mountaineering helmets, and or you could just stick with brands that have already established themselves in the space. Now, thanks to Team Wendy or the Kali Protectives, you now no longer need to choose between being able to mount all your mission essential gear or protecting your noggin. Whether it's mountaineering, glacier travel, rappelling, rock climbing, cave exploration, or search and rescue, or anything that requires you to have overhead impact protection, I highly recommend checking out the Kali Protectives offerings. I've been running these helmets since about March, and although I thankfully haven't had to test their protective capabilities in any serious way, I can personally attest to their comfort while being able to be an appropriate host for all the stuff that I'd want or need on my helmet. I've passed along a few of my notes and suggestions to the design team at Cali, but overall, I'm pretty happy with these brain buckets. The builds are solid, the comfort is there, the safety ratings are there, and finally, we now seem to have another real contender in the tactical mountaineering helmet space, along with the Team Wendy SAR. As always, healthy competition always drives innovation, no matter the field. And that about concludes this video. I hope you found this overview and product spotlight useful and informative. I want to thank Kali Protective for providing me with these prototypes for my testing and evaluation, and I'm really looking forward to seeing their final iteration, and will update you guys as I get more miles on these helmets. As always, thank you guys for watching. If you got something out of this video and you'd like to see more of this kind of content, we'd really appreciate it if you'd hit that like and subscribe, and go ahead and smash that alert button so you can get notified the next time we upload another video. If you have any specific questions about the products featured in this video, or have any feedback you'd like to share with us, go ahead and throw it in the comments section below. We do read each and every one of your comments and do our best to respond in a timely manner. If you know of anyone who you think might also enjoy our content, please let them know about our channel. In our next review, we'll be looking at some winter-related gear from Snugpack, so be sure to tune in to that. As always, we'll see you guys outside.